May 1975 English Senior Dictation. Ready? Start. Friends, I am emboldened to address you in this intimate fashion because of the friendship and hospitality which you, the citizens of the United States, have showered upon me. I have come to your great country on a brief visit at the gracious invitation of your president, whose humanity and whose distinguished and devoted service to the cause of peace have won for him a unique place among the statesmen of the world. I am happy to be here, and my only regret is that I can only stay a few words and have no prior opportunity of meeting many of you personally. 5 years ago, a professor of an American university visited me in Delhi and gave me a gift which I have treasured very greatly. That was a mold in brass of Abraham Lincoln's right hand. It is a beautiful hand, strong and firm and yet gentle. It has been kept ever since on my study table, and I look at it every day and it gives me strength. This may perhaps give you some idea of our thinking and our urges in India. For above all, we believe in liberty, equality, the dignity of the individual and the freedom of the human spirit. Because of this, we are firmly wedded to the democratic way of life, and in our loyalty to this cause we will not falter. Nearly 7 years ago, we constituted our country into a republic and gave to ourselves a constitution based on these principles and guaranteeing the fundamental human rights of freedom of the individual, equality of men and the rule of law. 5 years ago, we had general elections in our country for our central parliament as well as for our state assemblies. These elections were organized on a vast scale by an authority free of government control so as to ensure that they were free and impartial. Yearly next year, we are again going to have general elections in which 200 million voters are entitled to participate. You will realize the vastness of these elections when I tell you that there will be 1,200,000 polling booths, so that no voter will have to go too far to vote. India is a big country with a population of 370 million, 1/7 of the total population of the world. It is a country rich in history and tradition, with a civilization nearly as old as recorded time and a culture, nourished on its own soil and blended happily with those of other peoples and of other lands. This year we celebrated in India and in other countries the 2500th anniversary of a very great son of India, the Buddha, who have as the message of peace and compassion. Though the centuries, India has preached and practiced toleration and understanding, and has enriched human thought, art and literature, philosophy and religion. Her sons journeyed far and wide, braving the perils of land and sea, not with thoughts of conquest or domination, but as messengers or peace, or engaged in the commerce of ideas as well as of her beautiful products. During these years of history, India has experienced both good and bad, but throughout her long history, she has remembered the message of peace and tolerance. In our own time, time this message was proclaimed by our great leader and master Mahatma Gandhi, who led us the freedom by peaceful but effective action on a mass scale. 9 years ago, we won our independence through a bloodless revolution in conditions of honor. From the Zonal Manager, Indian Oil Company, Madras, to all distributors and dealers in Tamil Nadu. Dear sirs, as you may be aware, we have been contemplating for some time past a reduction in the price of kerosene locally available and have also to some extent raised the hopes of the consumers for early relief. But the sudden outbreak of the war, we regret to say, has so totally altered the situation that we are obliged for go into the whole question of price reduction again. It need hardly be pointed out that when we do so, we may have to take into account several factors, the most important of which, of course, being the need to conserve as much as oil as possible for the vast effort, while striving at the same time to make available to the consuming public kerosene at reasonable prices as well as in reasonable quantities. In light of the above circumstances, we propose to call a conference of all our authorized distributors and dealers shortly to trace out in great detail the question of price reduction in all its aspects. The conference will be held in Madras city to enable our representatives to gather at the headquarters of their principals. We invite you to the conference to be held on the 5th instant. The time and venue will be intimated later. We are sure that you will give your cooperation in the matter. Yours faithfully,